horses can have mustaches. Yeah, horses can have mustaches. How many times have you seen a horse? How many times have you seen a horse with a mustache? It's a common occurrence. Why come we haven't seen it? How come I've never saw this in a book or something? I never saw a horse with a mustache. When did this happen?
Hey, what's going on, Dark Mafia, man? You miss me? I'm back, man. We got some good videos for you today. We got some Mandelas. And we all know about Mandelas. I'm not trying to put, the same old Mandelas everybody knows. So I'm, going through and finding stuff that seems new. So just getting out the Mandela Effect Mondays, man. We're going to call them Mandela Mondays. But yeah, I'm gonna get that going for you guys, and probably like Terror Tuesdays or Weird Wednesdays, stuff like that. Just trying stuff new, trying new stuff for you guys. What else? Oh, your boy working on merch. Yeah, man. Show some pictures here, man, of some of the merch I'm working on. I'm not gonna release it yet. I want to get it right for you guys. But yeah, if you're fans of me and my growing little channel here, and you like Dark Mafia, feel free to go in there and buy some merch when I do launch the store. It's gonna be premium products. What the heck is products? I don't know. Who knows? But yeah, man. Let's get into this video here today, man. It's gonna be a little 40-minute video. Man, I just appreciate the support, guys. Appreciate the comments and all that. But yeah, I ain't gonna hold you no more, man. Let's get right into it here, all right?
Okay, so this one is going to blow you absolutely away. Have you guys ever seen the movie 13 Going on 30, right?
Yeah.
We're all familiar with that movie. It's called 13 Going on 30, right?
Yeah.
Well, that's what I thought.
Mm-hmm.
But Google it, y'all. The name of the movie is Suddenly 30. Look it up.
No, it ain't.
So we just all crazy. We just all thought the name of the movie was 13 Going on 30.
Yeah.
The Mandela Effect is real, baby. Somebody coming over into this parallel universe. And they tweaking that thing. And they trying to make us feel like we done lost our minds. It's not 13 Going on 30. That's not the name of the movie. It is Suddenly 30. How's that for a shocker?
Suddenly changed the name of the movie is what it should be called, man. That movie was 13 Going on 30. Stop playing with me.
Mandela Effect. I just
Talk
went
to me.
down a rabbit hole so that you don't have to. I don't even know what to say about this one. This is a new one on me. Now, Looney Tunes is no stranger to the Mandela Effect. But like I said, this was a new one on me, and Yosemite Sam. I have spent many a Saturday morning eating cereal and watching Yosemite Sam and Bugs Bunny go at it. And what is his catchphrase? What is his catchphrase? If you said,
What in tarnation?
What in tarnation? You're wrong. What? What? There's even campaigns with it, with carnation milk. What in tarnation? Wrong. There's news articles about it. Where in tarnation? Does the word come from? Rot? Well, I don't know, but Yosemite Sam never said it. Now, I will admit, I am solidly in Gen X, and my memory, and it may not be as good as it once was, but I could swear he said, where in tarnation? Do you remember that? Do you remember him saying that? Let me know what you think in the comments below.
I think it was like tarnation was the word for sure. I don't know, he probably like said where in tarnation or something, like he probably like switched it up, but it was definitely tarnation.
All right, check this out. If you grew up in the 80s and 90s, then you remember something called Publishers Clearinghouse, where this white man named Ed McMahon went to different people's houses and gave them a big old check for winning money after they had signed up from these envelopes that they sent to people's houses. You know what I'm saying? It was like the sweepstake. They would send it in the mail. You would sign it up, and if you won it through like 2 billion odds or something like that, if you won those odds, Ed McMahon would show up at your house with a big ass check, right? Well, they're saying that didn't happen. They're saying we are subjects of the Mandela Effect, and Ed McMahon did not go around with checks for millions of dollars, giving them out on behalf of Publishers Clearinghouse. It's crazy because I actually do remember this coming up, but do y'all remember this? I mean, come on, because I don't know what's going on, but it seems like they're erasing stuff.
And this shit goes deep because people.
You know, Ed McMahon definitely. Well, I was kind of young. Well, I'm 35 now. I really didn't pay attention to that, but I know there was a dude with a check that went to people's houses and gave them a check, and I know it was Publishers Clearinghouse or whatever. I don't know the name of the dude, but yeah, I definitely remember that. For sure.
We're not only saying that they've already watched season 2 of Wednesday last year, but they remember it being a 2-part series, like The Sandman. Half of the episodes you watch, and then it takes a break, and then it gives you the rest of them, right? That's Netflix does it all the time. You don't forget little details like that. You're not lying about little details. It's the little things. That's how you know people aren't lying, right? And for the people that are coming on saying, oh, people are lying. Listen, do you not know the point of a Mandela effect? It's not that people are lying. It's a whole bunch of people remembering things one way and then a whole bunch of other people remembering it the other way. Why? Because they're not from this timeline. So either the people that remember it coming out last year transferred here from a different timeline, or we are from a different timeline where it hasn't came out yet. You see what I'm saying? And someone even came on and said, yeah, I remember them shooting the movie in Ireland in 2023. Ooh, I like this one. But yeah, for everyone that's confused, Season 2 of Wednesday comes out in August. It has not released yet. They showed a little trailer, but they have not released it yet. But some people remember seeing it already last year.
Okay.
I think it was a 2-part. Like the first half of the first season came out. I'm not sure, but that was my show. I don't remember the releasing stuff, but I definitely remember. Yeah, I had to wait for cause I got into it and then we had to wait. So I don't know.
I think I've got 100% proof now that Mandela effects are real, and we're shifting realities. It's not psyops, with things being changed on purpose. It is a real thing. And the reason I think that is just down to this: the heart. The heart position is in the center, slightly to the left. But I always remembered it being on the left. And how I've got 100% proof is from memories of when I was younger. And basically, if you wanted to take a pulse, you can take your pulse on your wrist, obviously, but also you could feel your heart beat on the left-hand side. Like, you always used to be able to do that, and I used to be able to do that. But I've got a physical change in my body. You can't feel your heart now. Have a go feeling your heart on the left-hand side. If you're from my reality, you would have remembered being able to do that, and literally you could take your pulse, your minute pulse, if you wanted to. You can't feel it anymore. It ain't there. It is genuinely in the center. Like, a physical change has happened in my body.
Now it's Mandela Effect time again, because who remembers Kit Kats? Yeah, a Kit Kat. That wafer thin chocolate, that Kit Kat. The dash in between Kit Kat. Supposedly, I'm just going to show you. Supposedly, there never used to be a dash. Now, when I was a wee boy and I used to do my paper round, I used to have Kit Kats and Snickers. Okay? Now, Nestle Kit Kat, if you want me to sponsor you, send me loads of free Kit Kats and pay me to do videos. I'm happy to do that. But do not say there never used to be a dash. There did used to be a dash. I'm even going to be confident in saying that some of the people where they've done they've used all the different chocolate bars and made like a little paragraph by using the names of the chocolate bars. I'm sure, I'm going to be confident, I will be able to find one of those with the Kit Kat in there, with the dash. So I need to, it's not even a case I need to make sure that I'm not going crazy, because I know there used to be a dash, but Kit Kat are saying there never used to be a dash. Do you remember the dash in your Kit Kat? You need to let me know in the comments, because this is something else that is trying to be deleted from history. That's all I'll say. Otherwise, TikTok won't allow this post to go any further. So, Kit Kats supposedly never had the dash, but you did. Let me know in the comments.
Okay.
I feel like it did have the dash, because I remember looking at it as a kid and like it seemed strange that there was a dash. Man, I definitely think there was.
I need somebody to tell me if this is a new Mandela effect or if it's been possibly altered, or like if it was, why. Okay, so my husband put on the movie Cars for our son, right? And the very opening scene,
That's
like
my
the
show.
original first movie of Cars, the very opening scene, they start with the song, you know, and they're like, American-made apple pie Chevrolet. Yeah, okay. So it's always said apple pie. It has always said apple pie. I know it has always said apple pie. And the reason I know is because when I was a nanny back like 10 years ago, the little boy I nannied was obsessed with the movie Cars. So we watched it 10 quadrillion times. I knew every word of that movie. I knew every single line. But it's not apple pie now. It's not apple pie at all. Do you know what it is? Do you know what Disney is saying that it is in the children's movie Cars? Bud Light. Bud Light Chevrolet. It was never Bud Light. It was apple pie. So I need somebody to tell me, is this Mandela effect, or did they change it? And if they did change it, why would you change it to the Bud Light for a children's movie? Like you think
Right.
you would change it from Bud Light to apple pie for the children's movie, but it says Bud Light. It didn't say Bud Light before. I know it didn't say Bud Light before. I know it didn't. I'm not crazy. I know it said apple. I'm not talking about other versions or other renditions of the song or anything like that. I'm talking about the original Cars #1, where they have the opening scene and they come out and Lightning McQueen's like revving up and they're like apple pie Chevrolet. It was not Bud Light. It was not. Did they change it? And if they changed it, why would they change it? Why?
Why would they change it to Bud Light in a kids movie?
Remember when this guy filmed the Mandela Effect live?
This creeps me out, man. I don't even like to be in this room anymore. When I sleep in here, you look at that. That shit is changing. It is changing.
That may have changed in this timeline. Number 1, White Man Can't Jump. Who directed White
Great
Man
movie.
Can't Jump?
Spike Lee.
Spike Lee? You're wrong. Not in this timeline. He didn't direct it. He didn't have anything to do with it. White Men Can't Jump was directed by Ron Shelton. Ron Shelton is the director of White Men Can't Jump. And I am this years old because I always thought, and to this day, that it was Spike Lee. You cannot.
It
this
was
whole
Spike
time
Lee.
I thought it was Spike Lee. Now they made a remake to White Man Can't Jump. Where was I at? Where did this come from? Who asked for this? A little excerpt, but who asked
It was all
for
right.
this? Number 2, Meet the Millers. Meet the Millers, 2013.
We're the Millers.
It's not the movie. It's not the movie. That's not what it's called. It's called We're the Millers, not
Yeah, no,
Meet
that
the
was
Millers.
definitely
In
We're the
this one in
Millers.
particular, my mind will not accept that it's not Meet the Millers. It will not. I don't care how much I stare at this picture. I don't care how much you tell me. I don't care how much I can read it. It is Meet the Millers. It is not We're the Millers. I don't know why it is stuck in my head. I'll be on that hill. I'm staying on the Meet the Millers hill. And
No,
Spike
we're the
Lee.
Millers.
But did it change for you, or am I tripping? I might be tripping. You never know. I might be tripping a little bit.
Hey there, ladies and gentlemen. You remember yesterday, June 2nd, 2025, I told you CERN was running and they're amping things up and to start looking for Mandela effects? Got a new one for you. You want to know what it is? Look up, is blood blue? Is blood blue? Like human blood blue. Do you remember hearing this as a child, Gen Xers? That blood is blue? They're not teaching that anymore. When did that change? Our blood is only red when it hits oxygen. It's blue. That's why when you look at your skin, like down by your wrist, look at that. Look at your legs, ladies, with those varicose veins. Blue. They don't teach that in school anymore. Gotta wonder when that changed. Have a great day.
Don't forget, Tony the Tiger's fucking nose changed color. I'm never gonna forget that.
It was blue.
Stovetop stuffing does not exist.
That's a lie.
I remember that. I
So I
remember
ain't never
that.
liked
Please
that
remember that. Cookie Crisp is a kid's cereal brand that shouldn't exist at all. It's a bowl full of chocolate chip cookies. Let's not forget that. Britney
It was
Spears
fire.
never wore a headset. Oops, I did it again. Remember, they told us that. Remember, Hov went through that, so we ain't got to go through that. Michelangelo's David
She
had
did wear a
hearts in his
headset.
eyes. I ain't going to forget that shit. Nobody knows what they did last Easter. It's a fact. It's a fact.
That's
you
facts.
don't know.
That's facts.
it
I
down.
ain't never follow Easter.
Bob Barker's probably still alive somewhere. Let's not forget that. That's a fact. Richard Simmons never wore a headband. Let's not remember that.
He ain't never wear a headband. Bro, we used to make fun of his headband. What is he talk? What?
They told us that. That's a fact. Bob Newhart passed away last year, 2024. Okay. Pikachu doesn't have a black tail, tip tail. That ain't never happened. I ain't
Yeah,
gonna
he
forget
did.
that shit.
They changed that. They
Sinbad
had to.
never played in Shazam. That movie doesn't exist. That's what they told us. I don't believe none of that. Berenstain Bear. Yeah. Don't forget that one either. That was some real life shit they told us. Let's not forget the Monopoly man got LASIK surgery for some reason. He ain't got no monocle no more. Don't forget that shit. That's what they
He
told us.
definitely
Don't
had a
forget
monocle.
that. Jiffy peanut butter only gets one F. They changed it on us. But we got it. We know what you're doing. We know what you're doing.
I don't even
Curious
like
George
what it
only
look
got
like,
no tail.
Jeff.
He ain't got no damn tail at all. That doesn't
He
even
going
make
over the
sense
ones we
for
know.
monkeys. But let's just not remember. Let's just remember this shit, man. Like I want us to remember. Just remember all these things that we discovered. All right, it's a.
So therefore, if there are other universes, they're next to ours, and this actually relates to my theory of the Mandela Effect and how the particle accelerator altered the weight of one electron and therefore destroyed our universe and shifted us into the universe that's directly next to it, and therefore things are different in this universe.
So you believe that this thing that some people call the Mandela Effect is actually real?
Oh, it's absolutely real.
Can you describe what it is for people who have never heard it before?
Sure. So the Mandela Effect is the effect of some people thought that Nelson Mandela died at a certain time, and other people remember it as a different time. And this goes for a lot of other things.
That is a grown
Star
man
Wars,
in a kid's body.
Classic
I don't
videos,
care what you say.
Mirror, mirror on the wall. Everybody knows that. Well, if you actually look back to the original film, it's not mirror, mirror on the wall. It's magic mirror on the wall. And some people actually...
Which, of course, it's not.
It's not,
in
right.
the reality I grew up in.
Right, exactly. And I mean, some people in this reality, I guess, maybe didn't make it from our last reality, I'm thinking. I'm still trying to figure out why they don't remember it. And some people do. But anyway, though, that is the Mandela Effect, and we are living in an alternate expansion of our universes. Even in my own scientific notes, I've found rewritten signatures and things that are a little bit different from originally what I wrote.
So how did that actually happen? Let's take your notebook, or let's take Mirror, Mirror on the Wall, like an old film, animated film. How did it actually change?
Well, it never changed. We changed. You see, we were moving relative to our universe, and then our universe destroyed, so now the universe started to move, or I guess our parallel universes, our multiverse started to move parallel to us, because we were out of alignment, and that just destroyed everything. So technically, the universe didn't change, we did.
I just had a little pause there. Just my accident. We weren't deleting anything. People were saying, "Whoa, what's going on?" Because I had a text coming in. So there are two studios, let's say the Disney studios. One studio, Studio A, creates a film that has magic mirror on the wall. Another studio says mirror, mirror on the wall. Is it two separate studios, or what happened?
No, same studio, different timeline. So.
Yeah, it's slow.
Then we have a multi-layered napkin.
This is very high tech
Yeah.
in terms of our graphics.
Definitely sophisticated.
Go ahead.
Anyway, so as I said,
Because I love that one, because everyone remembers Mirror, Mirror on the Wall. I mean, there's
Everybody
no
does.
one, and there's a whole Sally Field. You like me, you really, really like me, blah, blah, blah. And now
build
it's
it,
you
they
like
will
me.
come, build it, he will come. The peace sign.
Oh, really? I didn't know about that one.
Oh yeah, there's so much. I have a record of all the ones that I've been able to.
Of course.
match.
Bro got a record.
And some other stuff that I should tell you personally about later.
Okay. Can't
Anyway,
wait.
so yeah, infinity down the line from our original timeline, where here's ours, and mean, of course this timeline is only moving forward because, well, the expansion of infinite number of realities behind it. But what happened was we made this universe sort of out of balance, and our universe
Because of the collider, the super collider?
yeah, we altered.
Come on,
the
stay with
weight
us,
of
Dad.
A single electron, which I believe shifted us into a parallel universe, considering that we caused a chain reaction that could have catastrophically destroyed our universe. I mean, even when we thought about starting it, we thought our universe would implode, and then it didn't, and we're like, oh, it's okay. Well, maybe it did implode. We just instantly got shifted to another universe.
And that's your belief?
Right, in my belief. Of course, this is just a theory and it's still being developed.
Okay.
But yeah, maybe
Right.
in that
Come on, Dad.
infinitely small moment of time, we were instantly shifted.
Could it also be that there were some people at CERN who were
He's
kind
starting
of
to think.
quantum hackers, and they go, we have this little vulnerability in time-space continuum, and we're going to go in and we're going to pick these iconic moments in our civilization, you know, mirror, mirror on the wall, things like, and we're going to change them just to screw up people's heads to realize that reality is not as they think it.
That could be completely possible, although there's some stories, fairy tales, campfire, scary tales that occurred at CERN, supposedly, or that are set at CERN. Dimensional beings or satanic portals, a whole bunch of other crazy stuff, and a lot of people believe they have to do that to consistently maintain our universe, or bridging two universes or dimensions even together.
One human being who might watch this potentially be able to understand what you're saying.
Right. So
we can get
when
back
our
to the
universe was
napkin now.
destroyed over here.
And this was, you think, when CERN Super Collider did its experiment?
Large Hadron Collider, yeah.
Or the Hadron?
Large Hadron
Large,
Collider, right.
okay.
And so after our universe and timeline was destroyed, we were, let's zoom this in a lot, zoom, 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 and the universe that's directly next to ours, it's just directly next to ours, energy cannot be created nor destroyed, only transferred from form to form. But if there are an infinite number of universes, then there's 100% chance that this happened, at least maybe in another universe, maybe not ours. Then again, there's also an infinite chance that this is our universe. So if this one was eliminated, all the energy from this universe created or transferred a universe that was right next to us.
So the original universe is mirror, mirror on the wall. The transferred to universe is magic mirror on the wall.
Right, and even if you have quantum data or other things that possibly could help calculate these claims, then you'll find that there is a fluctuation pattern of which our universe is on a similar plane. So if this is our plane, there's a universe in this plane, which means that this is a larger dip and this is a smaller dip. So that way there's a fluctuation in our reality of actually things that are real to us but are different in other realities. There's a consistent fluctuation, and I think this fluctuation is known as the Mandela Effect for some things, and a lot of things are the same, but other things are, very different. So in this universe, it's pretty much almost exactly the same as ours, for the fact that we're all here, almost, and that everything that we see is pretty much the same.
What do you mean almost?
Almost as in, I don't know. there's an infinite number of possibilities, so there has to be at least an infinite possibility that somebody on this planet is gone from that time, or maybe there is an infinite possibility that there is. But the point is that it's a parallel universe to ours, so it is not our universe. It is just not ours. But
so we are now not in the same universe that we were in when Mirror Mirror on the Wall was a part of a film.
well, that's what I'm theorizing.
Keep up.
So we're in a different universe.
Exactly, completely different universe.
Even though it looks almost otherwise completely the same.
Is exactly the same, except for that 0.000000000000000000000000000 infinite number of zeros, 1%.
Yes.
Difference.
Right.
And that 1% difference is large on our scale, or even small on our scale, but it's still different. Enough that it's able to contain our energy, but not enough that it's the same. As I said, it's a parallel universe. It's not the same as ours. And if we have to arrive at the same time that we left, then there has to be difference. There's that fluctuation. And one of these fluctuations is maybe something different. Maybe one person decided to walk on the other side of the sidewalk, as it is uncertainty. At least in our future. I mean, if you're in a higher dimension like the 5th dimension or looking on our 4th dimension, uncertainty is just a matter of which way you're going, like a road. But to us, uncertainty doesn't happen because we can only see the present as it's happening. But anyway, so parallel universe fluctuations.
So, Mary, is it Mirror Mirror on the Wall or Magic Mirror on the Wall?
Mirror Mirror.
Mirror Mirror. Definitely a vote for Mirror Mirror.
Right. Actually, there was a movie that was done. Julia Roberts was in a movie called Mirror Mirror.
Yeah. Nobody cares.
Based off of that quote.
Right, but maybe that movie is now called Magic Mirror.
Actually, I checked. It's Mirror Mirror.
Okay, so they didn't change that.
Right, but then again, there's a parallel universe where they did change that. Or we just shifted into a parallel universe, but that also changed. That one thing also changed. And you can find that multiple things have changed.
Where it wasn't Julia Roberts, it was Meryl Streep.
Right.
Again, I think what's exciting, and someone who is less sophisticated than you, like myself.
No. Everybody is exactly the same. Everybody pretty much is equal, just in different ways, more accurately. Like one person is equal in maybe his ability to identify multiple different forms of color, but to him that's just regular.
Right. What's the name of that? What's the name of that crab or something that hammers people?
Shrimp?
Yeah, the what? The
mantis shrimp?
Right, can see like a million different kinds of colors.
12 different color planes. We can only see 3 different color planes. It could see 12.
Right, so cool.
Right,
anyway, the point that I was trying to make when I was talking about sophistication, the bottom line, which you've been repeating in many different ways throughout this little Facebook Live.
And you still don't understand, bro.
That infinite universes and just the very...
Is anybody else getting annoyed with the dad not understanding what the kid is saying? He done told you in 18 different ways what this is, and you still stuck on this mirror mirror thing like that's the only thing you heard. Bro, anyway, that kid, bro, you could tell his brain older than his body. Like that. Ooh, someone check on him for me too.
Concept of infinity is pretty much ugly. I mean, it's like, but it affects everything on at least a theoretical basis.
Well, yeah, everything and nothing. So.
And there we go.
Yeah, so it's pretty uncertain, but then again, uncertainty is uncertain, and uncertainty can be certain and uncertain at the same time.
There you go. No, I think that sums it up. There it is, quantum physics right there from. Say your name.
Maxwell Lawton.
And you are a.
Well, I'm a theoretical physicist.
Of course, and you're how old?
13.
Everybody.
Bruh, he hit me with the that boy just dropped a gem. He said uncertainty is uncertain. Whoop!
Remembers Lamb Chop, the lovable sock puppet if you grew up in the 90s. It was voiced by Sherry Lewis in the 90s. Well, they had an iconic song. In the show, the song was, this is the, what's the lyrics? Is it, this is the song that doesn't end, or this is the song that never ends?
Never ends sounds
you know how frustrating this is. We all know it was the song that never ends, but apparently that's never been said. How have I heard this song like probably 1,000 times? And this, you're telling me it's the song that doesn't end? Even on Facebook, there's a thread of thousands of people losing their minds about this because we all remember, because it was the end of the show and we all sang along to it. How did this change? How did this slip our minds and we sang it, and it literally is a song that never ends? You repeated it, and repeated it. When did this change? Let me know if you thought it was this is a song that doesn't end or this is the song that never ends. Let me know. It's up.
All right, questions, comments, and concerns. Little Debbie once again.
What we got about Little Debbie?
Cosmic brownies, guys. Where's the line? That is in the middle.
Oh, yeah, bruh. They probably changed it.
Oh, I know they capping. Crunch ties me capping. It's always been capped in Crunch.
My thing, it was never captain all the way spelled out. It was capped, like C-A-P-T with an N. Now, I know they capping with that capping. They had, bro, what? Because it was never captain. It was capped. C-A-P-T with an N. Crunch. I know that because I would demolish some Captain Crunch with berries. Whew.
Split off from the original timeline on 9/11, when Project Looking Glass used our collective fear and confusion from that day to jump us to the darkest timeline. Meanwhile, the true timeline is going on simultaneously parallel to us. This is the one where the fruit of
This is that kid all grown up.
the loom has the cornucopia, and Darth Vader says, "Luke, I am your father." These two timelines remained separate until CERN turned on the Large Hadron Collider in 2009, making it the most powerful particle accelerator to ever exist. That's when the Mandela Effect stuff started happening. That's when the timelines began to cross. 9 days after they fired that sucker up, and it reached its peak luminosity, a blue spiral portal appeared in the sky over Norway. Then in 2012, the year that the Mayans predicted the world would end, Large Hadron Collider at CERN discovers the God particle, the Higgs boson. 2 years later, Malaysian airline Flight 370 disappears into thin air. An entire 777 and all 239 passengers on board gone without a trace. Then in 2016, after proton collisions begin at LHC, a series of events results in Harambe's death. This is on the dark timeline, the one that we've been on. Now, because of Harambe's death, several thousand people voted for Harambe as a joke as a write-in candidate in the 2016 election. And many suggest that this tipped the scales in the favor of a Donald Trump presidency. Then fast forward to May in 2023, way up there, the Large Hadron Collider had been shut down for upgrades, and as soon as it turns back on, we have the submersible implosion at the bottom of the ocean with the billionaires on board. And in the true timeline, people have been waking up to the lies of 9/11 and Project Looking Glass. Again, how they did this was plunge the world into a state of fear and chaos. Use that collective distraction to jump us into the darkest timeline. They need everybody to be on a lower frequency in order to jump the whole planet into a new timeline. But in the true timeline, people were waking up to the lies of 9/11 and Project Looking Glass, and in a revolution, capitalism falls. Now, I tried to reconcile these two timelines on August 8th, 2024, last year, and I don't know if we were successful. I don't know if all the chaos going on in the world right now is just a result of the timelines merging, of a tower moment where old structures need to crumble so that something new can be born, or if we simply did not have enough people to jump us back to the true timeline. I explain all this in my book, Manic Pixie E-Girl, a book about jumping timelines, alternate realities, tarot cards, government conspiracies, the Mandela Effect, and healing from addiction. I've lowered the price about as low as it can go, so get it while you have the chance.
Damn. So for the second time in the world, the man has removed the Indian from his own land.
I noticed that before.
Now, is this a Mandela Effect or am I tripping? Was there or was there not always an Indian on Lando Bay?
If I'm not mistaken, I kind of remember it Indian, but I also remember it being like a field with like a solo, silhouette of some, I don't know.
Remember sitting right there, right in that circle?
That don't even look right. It looked like they didn't edit in.
Goddamn colonizers did it again. Took them off their own land.
The Sunkist logo. Do you remember this logo? Does that look strange to you? The fact that it's not spelled S-U-N, it's S. The U and the N is the same thing. I don't even understand why that is. It doesn't even make sense as a logo. Do you remember that? How about this? Maybe I'm tripping. Cocoa Puffs. Look at it. You remember this? Or do you remember this? I do not remember it with an A. And apparently, if you look it up, Google it, it's always had an A in it. I do not remember that as a kid. I'm telling you that right now. And here's the other kicker.
I don't remember.
Peppermint Patty is not spelled P-A-T-T-Y. I distinctly remember Peppermint Patties, your Peppermint Patties, spelled that way. I do not recognize this foreign thing right here. I have never seen it. I don't know what that is. But apparently, that has been the logo forever. So let me know. Am I tripping? Look at the Sunkist logo, look at the Peppermint Patty, and look at the Cocoa Puffs. Do you remember that in your timeline? Or do you remember it in this time like how I always been? It's us.
What is Sunkist?
Okay, y'all, I am freaking out. So, driving home tonight, I've got the radio on and listening to a song. So, rewind a little bit for context. If you're alive at this point, you have probably heard many things about the Mandela Effect, okay? And some of them are kind of freaky. And I think I just found one of my own, okay? So, sorry, I'm trying to collect my thoughts while I'm talking about this, because my world is absolutely rocked right now. So, the 1972 hit by the Eagles, Take It Easy, okay? So the very beginning of the song, it starts out, well, I'm running down the road, trying to loosen my load. I've got 7 women on my mind. What is the next line? Because my whole life, it has always been 4 that want to hold me, 2 that want to scold me, 1 says she's a friend of mine, right? Nope. Nope. And I'll tell you how I discovered this. So the version I was listening to on the ride home was the 90s cover version by Travis Tritt. And I was listening, and he said, 4 that want to own me, 2 that want to stone me. And I was like, how did I never notice that Travis Tritt changed the lyrics when he re-recorded this song? So I Googled the lyrics. Guess what it says? The Eagles recorded 4 that want to own me, 2 that want to stone me. What? I'm sorry, absolutely not. I am not okay with this. So, am I crazy? Did I just not pay attention for 35 years and I just got it wrong? I don't know. But again, my world is rocked right now.
Did I just discover a new Mandela Effect or not? You're gonna have to tell me. I just know that I watched these so many times over and over, and when I was looking at the list of the titles of Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, Honey, We Shrunk Ourselves, but I remember Honey, We Blew Up the Baby, not Honey, I Blew Up the Kid. So tell me what you remember.
Who blew up the baby?
I just really feel that this is not how I remember it. So what do you remember? Honey, I Blew Up the Kid, or Honey, I Blew Up the Baby?
New Mandela Effect.
Blew up the baby.
I have always known this performer. I've always known that they have been an amazing talent. They've been a staple as a famous singer my entire life. But I had no idea that Bocelli was blind. Maybe it's just my ignorance. Maybe I've just never paid attention to what was said about or surrounding him. Maybe nobody ever made a big deal about it, but I've always known that, like, Ray Charles, Stevie Wonder, a lot of the famous performers and talents that have been blind, that's been mentioned or referenced. I had no idea, none at all, that Andrea Bocelli was blind. Does not change a thing. Still an absolutely amazing talent. I had to look it up, and I had to be like, he's the one that Time to Say Goodbye, like one of the most amazing duets that I've ever heard, and I knew so little about him.
All right, you guys, this new Mandela Effect is really messing me up. You know, I swear when I was a kid, there used to be this place called Ponderosa. It was like a steakhouse with a buffet, and apparently there was no such thing as a Ponderosa. Like, what? Are you serious?
Did she come back from the dead? I'm very confused on this one. Now, I'm not even going to talk about what this article is about, but my question is, because when I saw this, I almost dropped my phone, because I was like, I could have sworn like 2-3 years ago, I remember seeing the headline of Susan Boyle dead at such and such age. I was very confused when I saw this. And if y'all don't remember, Susan Boyle was on Britain Got Talent, I think it was, back in like 2010, somewhere around in there. And I don't remember if she won the first time or she like went back. I don't really remember. Now I hate to be putting her in the early grave, but I'm glad that she is okay and that she is safe and sound and alive. But I also, if I'm not mistaken, I do believe that she has some type of illness. I'm not exactly sure what illness it is that she suffers from. But I know I cannot be the only one that thought that she had passed into the afterlife. Oh, Susan Boyle, I'm so sorry, but I'm glad that you are alive. Thank you for being alive still.
Do you remember objects in the mirror may be closer than they appear on car mirrors? So do I.
Yeah.
Well, Torquemada 1369 has said he has found a relic. So he was in a junkyard looking for some parts, and he found this relic. Now, is this real? Now, with AI, I don't know, but I'm throwing it to you guys. He has found 2 mirrors, and look at it. It says objects in the mirror may be closer than they appear. Obviously, in this timeline, this has been a law. It's never said may. It's actually a regulation. It does not say may. It says are. But we all remember objects in the mirror may be closer than they appear. But here are 2 videos. Now, these look realistic. I don't think that he's capping. I don't think that he's cloud chasing. But it does look like these are actually old mirrors that say objects in the mirror may be closer than they appear. My question is, why do we all remember that? If there was never may, where did that come from? It can't be just from like pop culture. It can't be just from like, oh, it was in a cartoon or something. We all remember this. Do you guys think these are real? Yes or no? Like, do you think that this guy is capping, or do you think these are actually real mirrors from a junkyard that he found? Let me know.
Jurassic Park, when the T-Rex chasing the Jeep, it said objects in mirror are maybe, it was May. Because I remember Jurassic Park saying that, and that was like my favorite movie growing up.
Horses can have mustaches. Yeah, horses can have mustaches. How many times have you seen a horse? How many times have you seen a horse with a mustache? It's a common occurrence. Why come we haven't seen it? How come I've never saw this in a book or something? I never saw a horse with a mustache. When did this happen? How do you spell Ready Whip? Yes, the whipped cream in the can that everybody loves. You remember it as a kid. How do you spell it? Here, I'll give you some options here. Number 1, Ready Whip, completely grammatically correct. Number 2, Ready Whip. The whip is a little bit weird, but the ready is still there. Number 3, Ready Whip, getting a little funky with the ready, R-E-D-D-I, but the whip is still there. Or number 4, it's completely bonkers. Which one do you remember? Well, it's actually 4. Look at that. Does that look right to you? Do you remember it being spelled like that? I do not. I don't know when that changed. It doesn't look right to me. I'm asking you. You let me know. All right, number 2. Dogs playing poker. We all know this famous painting, or the famous paintings of dogs playing poker by Cassius Coolidge. Yes, dog playing poker. Everybody's seen it, right? Do you remember a dog wearing a green visor?
Yeah, the bulldog.
Yeah, well, guess what? That didn't happen. That never happened in this timeline. Apparently, there was never in the original paintings of a dog wearing a green visor at all. But I distinctly remember that. I distinctly remember seeing, I can see it in my mind right now. In this timeline, this is bonkers. Let me know if you know any of these. Do you remember the dog with the green visor? Do you remember Ready Whip being spelled like that? And have you ever seen a horse with a mustache? Anyway, let me know. It's us.
I've never seen a horse with a mustache. And, well, I don't remember Ready Rip like that, but the dog with the visor, my grandmother had a picture of the poker playing dogs. And she had a visor, and I was like, oh, you got a visor like the one in the picture. So that's cap.
And he says, E.T. phoned home. That simple, right? Well, look at this clip. That's not right. It's
What?
E.T. phoned home. I know it is. There's nothing
What is
you
it,
can
go
say to convince me
phone?
it's not. But what's even weirder...
Why do bats look like dogs now? I've shifted timelines. This is a bat.
Why is the
Bats
bat
we
swimming?
fear in my timeline. New timeline. It is a cute looking dog. Someone explain this to me, people.
On May 5th, 2025, CERN reinstated their Large Hadron Collider experiments, which means it's Mandela season. How many of these things do you remember? Mr. Rogers never said it's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. There is no movie line that says, Luke, I am your father. Tinkerbell never dotted the I on the word Disney. Taco Bell never had medium spiced salsa packets. Ed McMahon never delivered Publishers Clearinghouse checks to your...
Pause. Wait, what? They definitely had medium because it was levels. It was like mild, medium, and hot. Get out of here.
Kit Kat never had a hyphen. Shaq never made a movie called Shazam. And you never read the Berenstain Bears. It's the Berenstain Bears.
What you mean Shaq never made a movie called Shazam? I think she got that one wrong. Because bro, he literally says, I am Shazam. Like in the movie. What? Get out of here.
Stouffer's never made stovetop chicken. And the Fruit of the Loom logo never had a cornucopia. So what's going on? They call it the Mandela Effect because a lot of people remember Nelson Mandela dying in prison when in this timeline he actually died in 2013. I don't know about you guys, but I'm from a timeline where Taco Bell had medium salsa packets, Kit Kat had a hyphen. I do specifically remember Ed McMahon and those Publishers Clearinghouse checks. Again, I'm also from a timeline where we didn't have tic-tac-toe grids in the sky. So what do you guys think this is? Is this just one big psyop to see how much we can trick the people and make people think they're crazy? Did CERN shift the timelines? Which Mandela Effect shocks you the most?
Mandela Effect 2025. Let's see if you and I are on the same timeline. If someone was to ask you, where are your kidneys located? What would your answer be? I know my answer would be, I believe my kidneys are located my lower back. Because when you have kidney pain or kidney issues, the first thing they say is, are you having lower back pain? So if you answered that lower back, then you and I are on the same exact timeline. However, our paths mixed up a little bit if you answered that question with your upper back. As far as I can remember, my 54 years of life, I've always known the kidneys to be in your lower back. For an example, I was 6 years old, maybe 7 years old, on the beach in Old Saybrook, Connecticut, playing on the beach, and it was very windy, and an umbrella on the beach, those old school umbrellas that had like that big metal tip on the top of the umbrella, blew, and it hit me right in my lower back. That big metal piece went through my lower back. I still have the scar to this day. And I remember getting taken to the hospital, and my mother will attest to this. And the doctor said it was like being shot with a bullet, because it went right into my back. And he said if it was 1 millimeter deeper, it would have hit my kidney. So I was very lucky that that metal object did not hit my kidney. But that scar is on my lower back on the left-hand side, right above my butt cheek. So I've always known that to be an area of my kidneys. But now if you Google kidneys and where are kidneys located, or you talk to some people, And they're like, yeah, the kidneys are on your upper back, like underneath your, like rib cage area. That is not what I've always known. Some people tell me maybe I wasn't good in biology. Well, maybe I wasn't. But why would the people I ask all remember the same thing and say the same thing to this day? So let me ask you, what timeline are you on? Are your kidneys in your lower back or are they on your upper back? I would love to hear your answer.
I'm in a timeline where it's in the lower back because in boxing they say where to aim for the kidney because the kidney shot is devastating in boxing, and they say it's like, you know, you're like in your lower back, close to the side, you know. But that's what I remember.
Let's talk Super Mario Brothers. Level 1, Game 1. Were there plants in level 1? Do you remember plants in level 1? Particularly the piranha plant. Were there plants in it? Did you have to jump over them? In my timeline, I distinctly remember that because I played it so many times. But guess what? In this timeline, there are no plants. There are no plants in level 1. Let me say that again. There are no plants in level 1, Game 1 of Super Mario Brothers in this timeline. Now, I don't know, but I think that changed. I can distinctly remember jumping over these guys. I know that maybe there wasn't the fireballs, but there were definitely just the regular chompers that came up out of the pipes and then came back down. I know that, and I know that there was the triangle dudes there. But apparently in this timeline, there were never any plants in level 1. There were never any plants there. I don't know. Maybe I'm tripping, guys. Maybe I'm tripping. But you're talking about thousands of hours of my childhood. And I've played that game so many times. And I remember jumping over plants in level 1. But let me know.
Have you noticed that people back then look older?
Real quick, there were plants because it was like the middle to the end of the level. And pretty sure it was level 1. Yeah. It's supposed to be the big surprise. There's a plant that comes out of the thing. Yeah.
Than people today at the same age? Well, you're not alone because there's people like this creator who says we have less time in our day. It's already the middle of 2025 and I barely even remember what happened, bro. They're trying to hide it by saying the earth is spinning faster and that's why we have less time during our day, but we know that's all fake. Compare this picture from 2004 to this picture in 2011 and see how big of a difference it is. It's only a 7-year gap. You don't even have to go that far. Look at this image from 2008. They look like they're in their 20s, their 30s, their 40s. Look at that guy in the back. I can prove it to you with a clock too. When I grew up, I learned how to count 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi, and it took that long. It's exactly like that. But if you try to count it now, in this time, with the ticks, 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi.
You saying that really slow?
3 Mississippi. And bro, it's like 3 seconds in 1 second of my time. Like, it's not possible to count like that anymore. You're gonna be like 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi. That sounds so stupid. Back then we used long ass words like crocodile and Mississippi because that's how long it was. Like a minute felt like an hour. Even the microwaves now, you could take like a minute to heat something up, but I remember back in even like 2012 it took like 7 seconds. And there's this movie called Spy Kids 4, All the Time in the World, where the CIA used their time control powers to try and get what they want. However, I don't know what they're doing now in this timeline. Like, I don't know if they're doing something with CERN or with, like, I don't know, time, like matter manipulation, opening up portals to demonic realms. I don't know, bro. I don't know what the fuck they're doing. But look how old these people are. Well, not really. They don't look that old. But if you compare it to
together, bro.
My time, they actually don't look that different. but these guys are a little bit older than me. So maybe they still got some of it too. Because I remember the difference between my freshmen and juniors and seniors, and it was like a huge difference. Even when I became a senior, I don't think I would become as old as them.
Well, that's it for the video today, guys, man. Mandela Mondays is in full effect, man. It's the best ones I could find this week. Yeah, man, I will see you guys tomorrow. I'm thinking about putting my videos around 5 o'clock in the afternoon. Seems like the best time. Everybody's out of work and school and whatnot. You know, let me know what time you guys get off. And whatever seems like the most, I'll go ahead and post my videos. Hey, well, that's it for it, though. Love you guys. Dark Mafia. Peace.